Morning, everyone. July 28th, 2020. Shakespeare Sonnet 127. And it comes with a lot of background material. It's heavy and funny at the same time. So, fair youth, it's in a past. 127 starts the Dark Lady sequence. So, this is all completely new to me. Not being I'm going to say a fan of the sonnets because I never really grew up with them. I love the plays. So here we are, where Shakespeare is talking about a woman who, let me go to the one site, who is considered the antithesis of what his contemporaries consider beautiful. Usually it's blonde hair, blue eyes, pale white skin, rosy cheeks, blah, blah, blah. This person has dark hair, dark eyes, maybe even dark skin. So in this, I'm going to go through the one analysis first. There's a great deal of material about bastardization or bastardy, that you're born out of wedlock, or that you were an accident, etc., etc. So it makes you illegitimate. Calls into question your social position. And there's a lot, as this person says, of juxtaposition throughout the sonnet, as Shakespeare will talk about black beauty, but then equally begin his fall into misogyny. And there are a couple of lines, according to this, that the Weird Sisters chant, fair is foul, foul is fair, in Macbeth, almost said Macbeth, sorry, Macbeth, which come up in this as well. So the time of Mackers is 1606, 1607. So, based on the last poem, which would have put it in the time of Othello, it's 1605. It makes it just seem just about right in terms of chronology. So we get to Patterson, and Patterson just made me giggle reading about this. And I have to read directly from Patterson, if you don't mind. Well, that was that. Now we have a whole new sequence. It's doubtful, however, that the composition of these poems falls neatly on the heels of the young man sonnets. There certainly seems that the love affairs the two sequences described, they might have ran concurrently. So he could have been in love with the Dark Lady and the youth. And this is a fantastically funny quote from Patterson, quoting Wordsworth. These sonnets, beginning at 127 to his mistress, are worse than a puzzle peg. They are abominably harsh, obscure, and worthless. I absolutely love that. Sorry, I had to move my iPad to get the screen. And onward considers Patterson discussing not just the content, but the relation to the black, the white, the good, the bad. And he does say that we're about to delve into a series of poems that just scream misogyny, which for that time, and sadly this time, seemed to be normal. But also he goes on, that being Patterson, goes on to talk about how Shakespeare is... he's a bit into self-loathing on this one, and maybe even self-disgust, how he finds this black or dark woman so attractive in terms of what is allowable at that time, that it is not something he can come to grips with. Just listening to the podcast this morning on American background, how Oregon itself was originally started that you couldn't allow black people in the state. That Mormons as a religion, they said black people couldn't be close to God because they just didn't have the right stuff. You had to be white, and it took a long time for them to change their mind. So a lot of the conversation in Patterson is about Shakespeare coming to grips with his love for somebody who's dark. And here's a line. They seem to be lamenting those who were born ugly, but now no beauty lack, slandering nature by faking her. In reference to people painting their faces. So if you truly believe you're beautiful, says both Shakespeare and Patterson, why are you painting your face? So it's a really brilliant chapter. Again, a really long chapter. On this one, 126 was equally long. 127 is incredibly long. And as I started to read 128, oh my goodness. These ones are carrying some really serious interpretive scholarship. So that's 5 minutes of me rambling on about how brilliant the people are that are interpreting these. Let me read the damn sonnet. In the old age, black was not counted fair, or if it were, it bore not beauty's name. But now is black beauty's successive heir, and beauty slandered with a bastard shame. For since each hand hath put on nature's power, faring the foul with art's false borrowed face, sweet beauty hath no name, no holy bower, but is profaned, if not lives in disgrace. Therefore, my mistress's eyes are raven black, her eyes so suited, and they mourners seem. At such who not born fair no beauty lack, slandering creation with a false esteem. Yet so they mourn, becoming of their woe, that every tongue says beauty should look so. Thank you for your obliging time.